Hello and welcome to Stotts Frost Maths key skill video on subtracting a negative number from any number. Now the one key point with this topic is that when we subtract a negative number, then we actually add it instead. And I'm not going to explain why in this video, but I do explain in my slides, for example. So, for part A, when we subtract negative 5, then instead of subtracting this negative number, we actually add positive 5. So this becomes 3 plus 5. We add it instead. And 3 plus 5 is clearly 8. And you might want to think of it like when we have two minus symbols next to each other, then they sort of turn into a plus. But I'm slightly wary of teaching it like that. Part B, we've got minus 2 and we're subtracting negative 7. Now, as I said here, when we subtract a negative number, we end up adding it. So we've got minus 2, and then instead of subtracting negative 7, we actually add positive 7. So those two minuses sort of cancel because they're next to each other, and you end up with a plus. But remember, those two minus symbols have to be next to each other. Now, what's minus 2 plus 7? Well, we start at minus 2, and then we go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we end up at 5. And lastly, C, we've got minus 10 and we're subtracting negative 1. Now when we subtract negative 1, we instead add positive 1. So it's minus 10 plus 1. Those two minus symbols next to each other turn to a plus. And then if we have minus 10 and we add 1 to it, we go up 1 on the number line. That gets us to minus 9. So that is the final answer.